welcome you to another tutorial on this course on Django. In the previous tutorial, you have seen that we have made a certain things dynamic that include the name, the DESC message, and the price as well. Now in this tutorial, as I told you, that I will be discussing about how to make the images dynamic. But in the previous tutorial, at the very end, I've given you an assignment and I hope that you have completed it. If you haven't, then let me just show you that how it is going to be done. Alright, so you are going to create an object for a destination that is by the name des2 this time, and we will just then copy this stuff from here and paste it right over here. So we are going to change this to des2, des2, and des2, and we are going to change the name as well. And let's just change it to LA, and we are going to specify as the peaceful city, and the price is going to be, let's say, 800. And then we are going to specify one more object, so I will copy this stuff from here again and paste it over here, and the name of the object is going to be des3 this time, des3, des3, des3. The price is going to be, let's say, 650 this time, and the name is going to be, let's say, Washington this time. Alright, and here I'm going to write in, let's say, the operating city. Alright, so now it has been done for the three objects. Now since over here you only have this one return function, so how basically you are going to pass in the three objects, des1, des2, des3, to the index.html. So to do it, you have to create a list of object, and it is going to equal to dests, and it is going to basically equal to des1, des2, and des3, finally the three objects contained over here. And then it is going to say return render the request index.html is the name of the page, and in place of dest here we are now going to write in dests, and in place of dest over here we are going to also specify dests over here as well. Now changing the image is going to be something a bit sticky over here. Now before I change the images, I have to go to index.html and I have to make certain changes. Alright, the first thing I need to do over here is about the first destination. I have to change this to dests now. Change this name to dests as well. Change this to dests.price as well. Move down and change this Indonesia to dests.name as well, and change this as well to dests.desc, and change this as well, dests.price, and finally the last destination we have over here, that is San Francisco in our previous case, and we are going to write in dests dot name over here, and then this is going to be dests.desc over here, and finally for this price it is going to be dests.price. So now if you refresh this browser window, it is not going to work. As you can see, if you just scroll down, you can see that everything is missing. The price, the name, the destination message, everything from here is missing. Now what is the reason behind this is that if you go to index.html, you can see that everything is being referred using this DESTS. Now how is the compiler going to interpret that you are talking about which destination? The first destination object, that is dest1 for the destination number 1, then the second object is destination 2 for the destination number 2, and then we have dest3 for destination number 3. So how it is going to infer that which dests object I'm going to referring, because dest contain 3 objects, dest1, dest2, dest3. So in the index.html, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to remove 2 destinations more from here. Alright, so starting on from here, this is the main window for the destinations. Then this is our first destination. Now this is our second destination. And this is our third destination. I'm going to remove both of these destinations from here. So if I refresh the browser window now, you can see that I only have this one destination over here. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to specify a for loop. And the purpose of this for loop is basically going to loop this thing, that is the destination creation over here. And it is going to create 3 destinations for me. So right down here, this is now going to be destinations, not destination. Alright, so I'm going to write in not double colon, it is going to be the Jinja thing. Alright, so in the Jinja thing, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to specify for dest in the dests. What you are going to do is that you are going to for loop this entire thing. So this also has to close right down here. So again, the Jinja thing. And to end the for loop, you have to write in end for. So the for loop is now ended. So this code over here is now basically being looped. Now from where this loop is going to start, from till where this loop is going to operate, means what is the starting and ending condition for this loop is going to be defined right here. Now since it contains only 3 objects, so this means that this loop is going to operate only 3 times, because we have told it for dest in dest, it is going to copy 1 object at a time into this object, and then this is going to refer to destination number 1 for the first case, then it is going to refer to dest2 for the second case, and then in the third iteration it is going to refer to this final object, that is dest3. So now we are going to basically change this to dest, because we have to use this object, not this object over here. And this finally is also going to be dest over here. So if I refresh the browser window now, you can see that again I have got 3 locations, and you can see that everything at the bottom is also visible now. So I guess that was very interesting. Let me just re-explain what is going on over here, is that you have actually removed all the 5 destinations. The 3 destinations were removed earlier, and now I have removed the other 2 destinations as well, and I have left the code for only a single destination. Now for that single destination, I have applied a for loop that is something like for dest in dest. Now this is the object that the for loop is going to use, and it is going to copy 1 object at a time from this dests list that is right over here. Now for the first iteration, it is going to copy dest1 into this dest, and everything created using this, that is right at the top here. You can see that dest1 has dest1.name, dest1.destination, and dest1.price, but everything over here is basically now going to be referred using this dest, because it is referring to dest's first object, that is dest1 by default. And when you write in dest1.name, dest1.dese, dest1.price, basically it is referring to the dest1 object properties which you have created in the views.py right over here. So it is going to copy everything for the first iteration for dest1, then for the second iteration it is going to copy each and everything for dest2, and then for the third iteration it is going to copy this data over here, that is for dest3. So that's how basically it is going to create this thing, amazing thing for you. And this is basically where you say that you have to reduce the code and you have to produce a good looking output. So you can see that I've removed 5 destinations. That was a hell lot of a code, and I have just reduced it to this code over here. Now to the main part of this tutorial, that was the purpose of this tutorial, is making the images dynamic. Now in the models.py you can see that we have this object img that was a string. So in the views.py we have to write over here dest1.img, and it is going to equal to the image you want to refer. And for our case, let's say we are referring to destination 1 underscore JPG, and let's just copy this and paste it right here, and let's just change it to 2 and change this to 2 as well. Not like this, we have to do it like this, .jpg, and it is also going to be underscore .jpg. Alright, so now let's just copy this again for destination number 3 and paste it right over here and change this to 3 and change this to 3 as well. So now if you think that that's all, then you are absolutely wrong, because if we refresh the browser window for now, you can see that we have just popped a very similar image for all the 3 destinations, and you can see that we have this image that is basically for the destination 1 image. So what you are going to do over here is that at the top of index.html, right over here, after this load static, you are going to apply the Jinja thing, and you are going to write in static. And in the static, what you want is that you want to refer to the images folder, and you are going to write in the name of the object through which you are going to refer to it. So it is going to be base URL. So base URL will now be a variable for the images, and you can use this variable to make your images dynamic. So now what we are going to do is that in the index.html, where we have the image src available, that is right down in the destinations folder. And where is the destination folder? It is right here. Now this is basically the source of the images. You can see that it says image src equal to static images slash destination1.jpg or whatever the images location is. So we are going to just remove this from here. And in the image src, what you are going to do is that you are going to specify these double curly brackets. You are going to specify base URL. Then after this, you are going to specify a single slash. Then you are going to again specify these double curly brackets, and here you are going to write in dest.img. Alright, so that's good. Let's just refresh our browser window, and you can see that the images have now been changed, and now basically these are the images that were loaded already. But the special thing about these images now is that they are now dynamic, not static anymore. So one thing that is left is about this special offer. You can see that you have now got special offer at the top of everything. Now the reason behind this is that we have actually looped the code of the very first location, and for that we have the special offer available. So that's why, since the very same code is being looped, so that's why we have got special offer at the top of everything. So we are going to deal with this special offer in the next tutorial, and we are going to see that how this can be given to something, this cannot be given to something, and how to make it dynamic, the most important of all. So I guess that's it with this tutorial. To give you a quick recap of what we have done over here is that we have just removed the code for the remaining 2 destinations. We have specified a for loop and got 3 locations. Then the special thing we did was that how to basically refer to 3 objects using a single object over here. We created a kind of list, or you can say a dictionary over here, and that dictionary was passed in to this index.html. And in now how this index.html is going to refer to the objects of that dictionary one by one. So that was done using the for loop. It copied the first image for the first time, second for the second object, and third for the third object, and printed us with the data. Then the final part of the tutorial was about making images dynamic. So that was done using this base URL slash dest.image, and that's how our images were also made dynamic. So in the next tutorial, as I told you, we will be dealing with the final thing, that is special offer. So stay tuned for the next tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Welcome you to another tutorial on this course on Django, and in this tutorial, as I told you earlier, that we are going to be dealing with the tag that has the printed special offer on top of the location image. So to just show you what we want to do here, first we will run our server. So we'll write in python manage.py run server, and our server will be running in a while. Alright, so our server is now running. Let's just copy this address and refresh our browser page. So this is basically our website, and I want to talk about this actually. So I have also explained this in the earlier tutorial, that why we have this special offer printed over here, because in the index.html we have a specific type of code being looped in which the special offer is printed. So that's why at the top of every image you can see this special offer. So now, since we want to have a specific model refer to all the properties of a single location, so in the models.py what we are going to do is that we are going to create one more variable over here. And the name of that variable is basically going to equal to, let's say, offer, and its type is going to be bool. Now why this type is going to be equal to bool? Because we want that if this offer is made equal to true, then the special offer tag is going to be visible at the top of the image, and if this option is false, we don't want that tag to be visible at the top of the image. So now what we are going to do is that in the views.py, in which we have our function right here, we are going to add this thing that we have specified over here, that is offer bool, into this destination one by one. So for dest1 we are going to write in dest1 dot offer, and let's say for the first location, that is California, we don't want to give any offer, so we are going to write in false over here. So for the second location, let's just copy this stuff from here, paste it over here, and it is going to be dest2.offer, and let's say we want to give an offer for LA, so we have written in true over here. And for the third location, the object is going to be dest3 over here, and let's say the offer is also false for this. Now these objects are going to remain the very same, but now it contains one more object of the model we have created. So in the index.html, what you're going to do over here is that you're going to make certain changes over here as well. The place where we have our destination, so we will just scroll down at the bottom where we have our destinations, and that is right here. So now in this destination we need to search for this special offer, which is right over here. Now in place of this, what we are going to write in, we are going to write in the double tags, and we are going to write in dest.offer. But is that enough? Let's just refresh our browser window to see. So you can see that we have actually false, true, and false printed at the top of these, but we don't want this stuff to appear here. We want a special offer to appear at the top of LA because we have only made that true for that. So as you can see that we have this false, true, and false over here because we are specifying something like you may say text and sending it to the index.html. We don't want that. We want just a decision to be sent to this index.html. So in case of this views.py, we are all set here. We are sending this dest3.offer to this index.html, but here where we are printing this dest.offer, we have to make certain changes over here. So this is going to remain the very same, that is special offer, or you can just type in something else. You can just write in discount, or let it be special offer. You can write in anything over here. It is up to you. Now what we are going to do over here is that we are going to specify an if condition in a Jinja format, and the condition is going to be if dest.offer, which means that if it is going to be true, then this condition, this line, whatever is written in this line is going to be executed. But if this condition is false, it is going to skip this line and move right to this destination content, whatever is written after this for loop. Not for loop, if loop. So we are going to now end this in the Jinja format as well. So we are going to write an end if, and we are good to go. Let's just refresh our browser window, and you can see that now LA has that special offer. Now since this dest contains the decision we have sent from the views.py to the index.html, so now this contains basically the decision for if you're executing the very first loop, which means that you're referring to destination number 1, and we are carrying the object, or you may say the decision of the dest1.offer, which is false since we have specified it over here at the top, as you can see. So that's why it just skipped this line, because this condition was false. So it did not execute this line and moved down. For the second object, that was dest2, this condition was true because dest.offer now contains true. So this condition was true. So this line over here is going to be executed, and special offer was printed at the top of LA. And for the third one, that was dest3, this was again false. So that's why this line was again skipped and this content was executed. So this is how basically you can use if condition in your HTML and Django code. And that was all about the special offer we have to discuss. You can see that you have got your special offer. If you want to change it, for example, I don't want to give a special offer. I want to give a special offer on, let's say, California, and I also want to give a special offer on LA, and let's just refresh our browser window, and you can see that we have down here we have special offer printed on California as well. So this means that this is now dynamic as well. So we have our images dynamic, we have this special offer tag dynamic, we have this name dynamic, we have this message dynamic, and we have this price dynamic as well. So I guess we are done with the dynamic data. So I guess that's it with this tutorial as well. Now we have one thing to note here, that in this case we have 3 destinations here. So in the models.py we created the model for the 3 destinations using 3 different objects. Now what if we are running a very large setup and we have, like, let's say 20 destinations? Then creating 20 objects for all the different locations is not going to be a programming approach. What we need here is a database that stores the data for all the destinations, and we should only be needing one model, and that one model will play as a door for all the destination to get themselves displayed, or you may say registered. So we'll start on with the database stuff from the next tutorial, and I assure you that it is going to be very interesting. So that's it with this tutorial, that's it with this section. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next section, first tutorial.